Okay, so today we have another special wine of mine. I first had this wine in a boutique hotel and absolutely loved it. I was very surprised because it was in England. And these wines are very hard to get hold of in England. Now, this wine originally I bought back in July of 2021 to show you, but I left it at the house where I was staying and didn't get a chance to review it. I now have another copy of it because I am up, as you can see, in the chalet stroke ski cabin, whatever you want to call it. I thought I'd shoot during the day so you can see, and that there is a cabin. I'll do some B-roll as well so you can see the snow and stuff. It's quite a special place up here in Baqueira. But it is, the reason I say that is that it's actually quite hard to get hold of this wine even in Spain, let alone in England or in other parts of the world. I don't know, there may be pockets of the world where it's very popular, etc. Don't know, haven't spoken to them. You find that with wine people, they suddenly say, yeah, 80% of our stuff is exported to Colorado. It's not even the US, it's Colorado. And it's just because some people there thought it's amazing, they tell everybody la la la. Anyway, so the point is that I'm back up in the north. There are lots of these wines, and I will encourage you because I see lots of people, and I'm part of this as well. I had a lovely Alberdi the other day, the only day that I went to a restaurant whilst I was up here, which is a change, but we are again in a lockdown, and these are still lockdown wines. So long after I thought I'd just be calling it for reasons of I won't call it fond memories. What would we call it? Deja vu. That's the way to say it. But anyway, Costers del Segre. Got it here. It's in the store. This was actually in my local kind of ski cabin store, so I was very surprised, very happy to see it. And we're going to open it today. It is 14.5%. It's got a lovely kind of Paul Smith-esque thing to it. And you'll notice here that I've increased, I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I have increased on the licorice, and I've also got some buttery toffee popcorn. And the reason for that is I keep looking at the Vivino and other things, and I don't know if the other ones have it, but in Vivino they keep saying these notes of cream and butter and stuff like that. And I asked a friend of mine who is a lot more learned than I in wines what that might be, and he was referring to, basically went on about the malolactic fermentation creating certain sort of sweet lactose-like smells, and that I might be able to smell those with something. It's not kind of cheese. Some people kind of say it's like cheese and whatever because that's how it's perceived in their nose, and if you can smell cheese in a wine, then fantastic. That's and you enjoy that, obviously. If you don't enjoy that, well then I'm very sorry. But something that, I'm not a big fan of toffee popcorn, but toffee popcorn, you can't really hate it, can you? And so that might be something that will trigger that smell. So we're going to have a smell in a minute to see if we can smell the toffee popcorn. I have already looked on Vivino, and there are notes of lactic, God knows what. So let's get this little beauty opened with my... Yes, I have agitated that a bit, but it is not... there are no... I don't think there's any pozos in this wine, but we'll see. We're not going to see in the tasting, hopefully. I've had some people tell me that I give a very big slug to the wines when tasting them, and that's from people who I've seen give very big slugs of wine, so yeah. This is just a one stage. I much prefer the 2-stage ones, but I probably have to stand up to do this. That's probably not a very sexy pose. Thank God that was out of camera. Wow, this is a lovely wine. I don't know if you can see there, it probably won't focus on it, but I'll show you a bit later. Now just look at that. Now compared to the Riojas I was having yesterday, obviously the light's slightly different. These are already just much more, I don't know if I mentioned about the strawberry scale to the cherry scale, and sometimes it's hard to see them, and sometimes it's based on acidity. But this you can just see the cherry. The more cherry fruits coming out in it. It is quite amazing. and you can smell them as well. So let's get out Vivino first. I had scanned this already, but Vivino is not the easiest app to navigate. I say that in the nicest possible way. I mean, it's the best wine app there is out there, but from a user experience point of view, it isn't a great app. This is made by Tomas Cuisine, and it's called Vilosei, and it has 3.8, which I think is a bit stingy. I am going to give this a 4. I'm going to wait until I taste it, and check that this one is. This is a 2019. This says it's £18.95, so it's not a cheap wine. It's about double the other wines that I've been testing whilst here. And the flavours that it has are oak, vanilla and chocolate. Well, of course it has. The way most Spanish wines are made and the grapes that are used kind of dictate that. The chocolate is definitely there. Blackberry, plum, dark fruit. Now this is wonderful because some of them have the jammy, the berries, etc. This majors right at the top in berry, plum and dark fruit, and it really does. Yeah. Wow. Smoke, earthy leather. The berry and the fruit is overpowering that at the moment for me, but let's come back to that. Cherry, red fruit and raspberry. Yep, definitely they are in there as well. Now we get to the pepper, cinnamon and licorice, or licorice as it should be said. Our spelling, you know that English is not a phonetic language when you see how people spell licorice. So, wow. I might have to take back what I said about it breathing, about it not having potos. This may have, it does need a little time to breathe, but we've still got some big flavours coming out. Is there the licorice? Not hugely yet. The next one we have is cheese, cream and campfire. Now that is a very weird mixture of yeasty notes, but there are 7 mentions of them. Let's click on there and see what comes in. Yeah, cream cheese campfire. Yeah, no, people get a bit weird on that, but let's see. Okay. No, nada. Sometimes you can. Let's taste these things to see. It's not a great mix. Well, it's not a bad one, but it's not a great one. No, I still don't get the creamy cheesy thing, but if you do understand what this creamy cheesy thing that people are, or you do actually have, you do smell these things in the wines, let me know. I am very intrigued. Then go on to violet, lavender, raisin, toast, etc. These have got complex flavours. Tomato is in here as well, there's only one mention of it. But there is something vegetal about it. Sometimes I think that's when a wine's quite young still, or is what we would refer to as green, like a green tomato. Yeah, the licorice umami is definitely there. This is an astonishing wine. It really is. It is 14.5%, contains sulfites, so if that's a thing for you, then avoid. But they say it's elegant, complex, profound. It is absolutely all of that. And yeah, it's been aged for 10 mesos in Bota de Roure Française, so French vanilla, French oak. The grapes are harvested at over 600 meters altitude. This is possibly one of the other reasons that I like it. But I do like wines from high altitude. It is an amazing wine. Honestly, check it out. If you can get hold of it. If you can't get hold of it, then find someone who can. Because this is a wine that is worth digging out, even though it is slightly more expensive. And yeah, we'll probably take some digging out. Or better, when you are here, and as I say, I am guilty of it. I had an alberdi the other night. But what I'll most likely try and do when I'm in local restaurants, if they stock, if they actually bother to stock local wines, is pick one of the local ones. And one of the ones that is always available here and never disappoints me, or never fails to, I wouldn't say amaze me, but never fails to put a smile on my face, is Bru de Verdú. But yeah, have a little wander around Costers del Segre. If you can do physically, even better, but virtually via the wine. And yeah, have a look on Google Maps and things to get an idea of where it is and what it's about. I hope to, at some point, sort of stop there in the Land Rover, because I just fly through and I've just wanted to stop so many times. Costers del Segre is a lovely part of the world, and if you've ever driven from the sort of other wine regions like Navarra, Rioja, Ribera, in the summer especially, they're very hot and arid, and as you come over the mountains and down into Costers del Segre region, you notice a massive change in humidity and temperature. So hopefully this year, fingers crossed, because we're now in the third year of what the hell's going on, I will be able to. But on that note, drink good wine, stay inside, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.